Here's a little history about the John Harper farmhouse. It says the Union, what would that be? Union 14 Corps commandeered for a field house on March 19th, 1865 during the Battle of Bentonville. Here's a picture of John Harper and of Ann Harper. It said John Harper settled on 200 acres here in southern Johnson County between 1803 and 1808. The family relocated from Harper's Ferry, Virginia, where his father, John Harper, had served in the Revolutionary War and died in 1834. His wife Anna managed his estate until her death in 1841, when John Harper inherited the farm. John married Amy Woodard in 1835 and raised 9 children here. About 1855, Harper constructed this 2-story farmhouse to replace a house that his father built in the early 1800s. Here's a thing about this. It said after the battle, the Union Army transported all of the wounded to Goldsboro, where the 45 Confederates were left in care of the Harper family. The Harpers buried those who died in the family cemetery nearby. After the war, because of the destruction across the 825-acre property, John Harper and his sons were compelled to work as sharecroppers on a neighboring farm. That's kind of sad. The battle messed up his farmland. Said there are 45 wounded at the Army house of Mr. Harper. They are in suffering condition for the want of proper supplies, and there's no surgeon to attend to them. Mr. Harper and his family are doing all their limited means will allow for the suffering. Their wounds have been dressed and 6 or 8 amputations performed skillfully by the surgeons of the enemy. That's a quote by Lieutenant Colonel Jacob Griffith, 1st Kentucky Cavalry, March 27, 1865. There it is. We are standing in front of the Harper House. And this is the house of John and Amy Harper, which was used as a field hospital during the Bentonville Battle. It said a dozen surgeons and attendants in their shirt sleeves stood at rude benches, cutting off arms and legs and throwing them out of windows, where they lay scattered on the grass. It said the Harper House, which is obviously still standing, just like what we just showed you, was used as this field hospital during the battle. Actually a really nice house, and you can tell they have it fairly well upkeep. Unfortunately, it is locked, so we aren't going to be able to go inside, but you can see it's 2 stories, and obviously these are some of the windows that soldiers' limbs were flying out of, that they were trying to save their life. And if you look around, there's 2 houses here. I'm gonna guess they use these for either some of the workers for the crops, because there are chimneys in them. They're not smoke houses or tobacco drying houses or anything like that. And there's still an old well here. Pretty neat. That honestly looks very original to me, the wheel there. Here's kind of the backside of one of these houses. They did put some electricity in there. And then you can see the back side of the Harper House. It sounds like John and Amy Harper were kind of caught off a little bit off guard, and they instantly used their house for a hospital. But there it is. There's the Harper House. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get inside, but still pretty neat nonetheless to see how close it is to the battlefield.